having these dark holes means that they'll be reduced down to 2 lanes, which means there's less area for the player to be in, which means they'll have to think on the spot with the speed they'll be running at. Now, part 3 and 4 are a mix of retrieving the light key, which is the final key you need, and collecting the berries. So when you arrive at the end of the second maze, you're going to run into the bat again, who's going to tell you that there are 4 kinds of berries that you need to collect. There will be a blue one, an orange one, a purple one that's mixed with green, and a white berry. And all 4 of these have separate powers to them, which you'll need to use in the end. So this level's quite vital. Sorry. So the maze that you're dropped in for the berry level will be kind of like a neon coloured one, so it has a more enchanting feel to it. So during the level, you're going to have to run through a forest, but thankfully, there are no dark spirits here, so this is kind of like a separate level where there are no enemies, so you can kind of take a bit more time on this one to try and figure it out. And as the bat said, you'll have to look out for 4 specific berries in this level and collect all of them to complete it. So the kind of effects that these berries will have, the blue one has the ability to freeze your enemy. The orange berry has the ability to slow down your enemies to give you some more time. The purple and green mixed berry gives it a teleportation ability, so it can move you to a safer zone, so you're in less risk if it's getting really bad. And the white berry gives you an ability to become a bit more invisible, so you can try and make your way around the enemy if you're in kind of a tight situation. And the final level, part 4, which will be collecting the light key and defeating the dark witch. So in the final maze of the forest, after you collect all the berries, you're taken to the last maze. Oh, my throat. So it's going to be a lot more bright as we've been collecting keys, which has been removing the darkness from this world. And the enemies have kind of stopped chasing us so quickly because they have to kind of slow down since there's not much darkness for them to feed off of. So in the final stretch of the game, you kind of have to scale walls and avoid the remaining black holes, where you will reach the end of the maze where you can collect the light key. So after you collect the final key, where we are introduced to the main villain, the Dark Witch, Helena, and we're kind of, while she's giving us some dialogue, we're kind of given a map that kind of tells us how to get to the Grand Master, but suddenly you start to get chased by Helena, obviously. And also this is where we're given the option to use the berries that we collected earlier, but we have to know when to use them correctly, as not to use them too early. So this entire final level will require quite a bit of thought. So after you manage to outrun the witch, we're able to use our magic abilities to send her back into the shadows. And this is when we're shown a cage under a crack of light in the ceiling. Obviously, we approach the cage and we use all of the 3 keys that we've collected. They'll just appear before us, so it'll be kind of animation.